The palace belongs to a noble family called the von Walden family, known for its great influence and complex political relations. Strange that the palace doors were tightly locked from the inside. No signs of forced entry, no strange fingerprints, not even a trace on the marble floors. But in a corner of the room, only one thing was found: a small piece of paper, carefully folded. It was written, "Revenge does not die, but sleeps long." The investigator Hans Braun began the investigation. He was one of the most famous investigators in Vienna at that time, and known for his sharpness and composure. The first thing he noticed, that the victim was killed in a way that was very skillful, as if the killer knew the anatomy of the body perfectly and had nerves of steel. As the days passed, everyone in the palace was investigated. The Baron's personal maid said that she heard light footsteps after midnight, but he ended dreams. The trustee of the family property said that he was in the capital, but there was no evidence to prove or deny that. As for the Baron's fiancée, the aristocrat Anna, she was in a complete collapse and claimed that she was sleeping in a wing. He ended up at the palace. On the second night of the investigation, the investigator discovered an old map hidden behind a work of art. The map was of secret passageways inside the palace, dating back to the 17th century, used for escape during wars. It turned out that the killer D, he went in and out of those passages, without leaving any trace in the main passages. But the motive? Here, the story began to take a stranger turn. According to a diary found by the investigator in the Baron's closet, it turned out that the family's great-grandfather, 100 years ago, betrayed his friend. He strangled Elias Richter, his closest relative, stole his wealth, and falsely sent him to execution on charges of treason. After the investigation, the investigator discovered that Elias's descendants did not die out, but there is a direct grandson of his, a young man named Karl Richter, living under a false identity and work as one of the palace servants under an assumed name. Karl was arrested, and the investigator confronted him with all the evidence, but he denied it. He smiled calmly and said, "You don't have a single piece of evidence that I entered the Baron's room." And indeed, there was no tangible evidence. He was released and disappeared forever after that. Since then, the murder of Baron Rudolph has become one of the strangest crimes in European history. A crime without witnesses, without evidence, and without confession. But everyone who read the diary, and he saw the paper found beside the body, he knows the truth. Some crimes are not committed out of greed, but out of memory, the memory that does not die, like revenge.